Good morning. It is Friday. That means it is time for Feature Friday. Thank you for joining us on Business by Design Online. I'm Katie Sevenance, and my guest today, this side, is Michelle Mras. And Business by Design Online is an online educational hub for women in business, whether you're starting a business, whether you need support along the way, or as you grow, we are here to help you. We will have tons of online courses. We have a few already online. We can't wait to share that with the world. The goal is for it to be a one-stop shop rather than having to find different courses in different places. So it's all in one place. So today for Feature Friday, my guest Michelle and I met. When did we meet? Like 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I love her, and I don't even know half of her story. Other people have been saying, oh my gosh, you're going to talk to Michelle. She's so amazing. She's been through so much, and she's like doing awesome things. And I can't even believe what you just shared with me right before we went live. So I can't wait to meet you. And I know everyone else is going to love meeting you as well. So let's get started. Michelle, tell me a little bit about you and how you came to be here in Colorado Springs.
Well, I'm an inspirational speaker. I speak around the world. I didn't do that before. I'm an author. I'm a trainer. What else? I'm in movies. I'm in sci-fi movies. I'm the voice of a computer in the latest movie. Access denied. Access granted.
You're good.
Yeah. Thank you for calling Omaha Federal Credit Union. That kind of thing. So I'm a voice that you never see. And so I was really good at hiding. I used to write speeches for politicians here in Colorado. So I love speech writing. So I train speakers to speak. I do many little things that kind of accumulated to something big. How did I become a resident of Colorado? I married my high school sweetheart. We met in high school. We didn't marry. It took us 10 years to get married. We traveled around the world. And when it came to, hey, we're approaching 50, we're retiring, I said, I want to go where my sisters are. And my sisters are in Highlands Ranch. So when he was offered a job at Schriever, we had never heard of that base, but he took that base job so we could get closer to my sisters. And that's how we ended up here. And then we retired here. And it's the first place we've ever lived more than 4 years.
Wow. How many sisters do you have?
2.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love it. High school sweetheart. So how long have you been married then?
We've been married for 27 years. We've been together 38 years.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. And you have children?
I have 2 children, a girl and a boy. They are out of the house, but one of them lost their job during COVID, so came back to the house, but is actively seeking employment to get back out of the house.
It's so hard for so many people. And we feel fortunate. My husband and I both work at home. One of my daughters there are 2 of them. One's supposed to be going to college. The other one's supposed to finish her senior year of college. And my oldest works at Starbucks. And so she's, they've been open, closed. So it's been a little crazy for her. My son-in-law works for a clinic, so he's busy. So we're really fortunate. I know a lot of people aren't. So it's nice when we can keep employed and keep it going, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. So what's something about you? Tell us a little bit about how you got started in speaking and being like motivational coach too, right? I mean, you do all kinds of things.
Yes. Well, I started speaking far beyond before I became professional. So I was a Toastmaster, and I joined Toastmasters because at the time I was an auctioneer and I loved crowd. Yes, I've been the cook, the baker, the candlestick maker.
I love it.
So I was a benefit auctioneer. I wanted to help change the world by helping the nonprofits in the world raise more money. And so I was an auctioneer. And what we found was I was really nervous when it came one-on-one. I didn't like talking one-on-one, but I could talk 1 to 500, 1 to 1,000. Wow. It didn't bother me. I joined Toastmasters to hone that skill of speaking one-to-one. I got into that and then found out I was really good at shifting the emotions, the energy in a room when I was speaking. And so people are like, forget the one-on-one, speak to the many and pretend they're, speak to one and pretend they're many. And so that's why I started speaking at National Public Radio and doing the Moth Hour and the Story Project. And I was doing all these tales of fun times from my past. And then I had an accident. So in 2014, I was in a car accident. And about 12 days after the accident, after I was told I was fine, my brain shut down. And so for 18 months, I had difficulty walking, talking, falling. I used to fall just randomly. And what we found later, after my TEDx, okay, it's a convoluted story. I did a TEDx in there, not realizing I had a brain injury. I was told that I was fine and that I had a mild concussion. What they found out after my TEDx, as I was trying to find myself as a John Maxwell coach, my brain just shut off again, and they didn't know what happened. Went in, they did a scan of my brain and found out that I had 4 areas of my brain that were damaged. At the time of the accident, it didn't show damage. So I am missing, it died. My frontal lobe over my left ear, the back of my head that messes with my eyes, and my 2 hemispheres had disconnected. In
Wow.
all that, yeah, I should be a vegetable. I should not be able to do anything that I'm doing. But what happened is because I kept finding alternative motives, methods. I was looking for a way to fix my brain because I knew something was wrong. And I found a group called Harmonized Brain Centers, and they helped me fix my brain more. And then I went to the Wounded Warrior Center at Fort Carson, and they had more exercises. What happened is my brain healed itself.
Wow.
I started doing all this herbal stuff, and what is it? The Sage Lady here in Colorado Springs. And so she helped me get a regimen of food that would help feed my brain to help it rebuild. So that is how I became a motivational speaker. When I came out of that non-ability to speak and communicate, I felt compelled to wake people up. The last things I said to my children the day that I had my accident, the last time I spoke was, hurry up, you're late for school. And I promised myself that I would never leave anyone with a negative feeling. I would always treat everyone like it was my last day on earth and it was their last day on earth. And so I started motivationally speaking because I wanted people to realize how fragile life was and how easily it could all go away, because I watched it go away, completely cognizant in my head and unable to speak to anyone to tell them what I knew. And so when I was able to speak, I jumped on stages and I wanted to make sure I turned on the light for everyone. Now, 8 months later, so I've got to give you this story. 8 months later, I felt wrong. So 6 to 8 months later, I felt wrong. And I was standing in front of the mirror and I was like, there's something wrong and I can't place it. Went to the doctor. He said, it's in your head. You have a brain injury. I'm looking in the mirror again. Something's wrong. And I heard a voice. And I'm not joking. I heard a voice say, you have cancer, get it out.
Wow.
Warning, never go to a doctor and say, I heard a voice that said I had cancer. Don't ever do that, okay? Don't do that. Just say, I don't feel right. Can you test me? So what we ended up finding out several months later, when they finally figured out what it was, is I had breast cancer. So I had breast cancer and it was eating me from the outside in. It looked like dry skin, like eczema on my breast. It was cancer. And so when they finally figured out what it was, they're like, my God, woman, you only have 3 months to live. People die within 12 months of diagnosis of this. So I start crying. And I said, we're sorry. We found out we told you had cancer. And I'm like, no, I'm not crying because of that. I'm crying because 1, you listened to me. And 2, I have 3 months to change the world. I have 3 months to leave my mark. So that shifted my mentality. It shifted what I was doing. That's about when I met you. I have 3 months to live. I need to live my best life, and I need to wake up as many people as possible to live their best life and to live unapologetically themselves. I didn't know who I was. And so I went to you saying, I don't even know how to wear makeup. I'm 49 years old. I have 48 years old. I don't even know how to wear makeup. Can you help me? That's how I met you. I
didn't know you were in that place. I didn't know that was what you were going through.
I had just lost my breast. I was wearing prosthetics. And I was trying to find, who am I? And I went to you and said, help me. I don't even know how to wear makeup. Can you teach me? And so you taught me that. And I don't know if you saw that shift in my being, but it was like, I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful without breasts. Remember, as a woman, that makes a big deal for us. I'm like, because I was questioning, am I a woman? And so when you helped me find this face underneath all the pain, I remember lighting up doing, I'm beautiful. my body didn't define me, but I could see the light in my eyes. That's why I get emotional. That's why
I'm
I'm
emotional.
so thankful for you helping me. And such a simple thing was how to put on eyebrows and eyeliner. Really?
Well, it doesn't have to be big things, right? But we don't know where people are coming from. And sometimes just a little way to make yourself feel good and get out there and confident. Yeah, that's awesome.
You helped me. And I don't wear a lot of makeup. I wear this.
You look beautiful.
And then
you look absolutely beautiful. You can see your beauty radiates from you. So, yeah.
And that's what I want to do. Turn on the lights for everyone else so they can see how beautiful and unapologetically they need to be. Be the best version of you. Granted, I was supposed to die 2 years ago. They were wrong. I'm still here. But because that ignitement in me has happened, I am bound and determined to help people, be the best version of them, to be resilient, to get up. And then, I don't know,
I think you do that in everything you do. You have your hand in a lot. I love what you were just telling me. Can I share? Can we talk a little bit about your denim and pearls?
Yes,
I know we'll get to our tips because that's important, but this is such a cool thing because we've talked on this show about, the struggles too. There's great things and we can move forward and keep going with our head to the ground on our business. But a lot of times all of a sudden you get hit in the face and it's slow down, take a breath, realize the good that you have. You don't have control over everything, but find the things you do and appreciate. I love what you say because that gets me emotional about never leaving someone with a bad, anyway. So tell us a little bit about how you got started with denim and pearls.
Denim and pearls. Yeah. Well, when COVID hit, I'm a stage speaker, so I make my money on stage. And when COVID hit, everything kind of went boom. And I went to my neighbor's house. I'm like, I'm going kind of nuts. He goes, "Why?" I said, "I need people to talk to." He goes, "What do you mean? You've got your husband." I do. "No, I need people to talk to. It's making me crazy. I'm so used to giving. My purpose is to give and I don't have it." He goes, "You can sit and talk to me, talk about anything you want." So he and I started talking. And then he had neighbors that came and sat on the front porch, and his son would sit on the front porch and they're listening to him and I talk. And so one day we're like, we should really bring this on the road. He goes, "Well, as soon as COVID opens up, we should go on the road." I'm like, "Well, why don't we start recording ourselves?" And he goes, "Well, you do Facebook Lives all the time, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, join me on a Facebook Live. Let's see how it works." And he goes, "I don't know about this. You're kind of powerful. I mean, you're kind of an A-type personality." He goes, "And I'm an A-type personality. So how is this going to work?" I do. "We can tango. We can talk about serious topics so casually and bring in humor at the same time, because either both of us, we've both faced a cancer scare. We both know what it feels like. And so we had that commonality in our opposites. And so we started talking and we're like, okay, let's do this live and see how that works. And people loved us. And so we said, okay, let's do it again. And we said, let's open dialogue and we'll answer people as they're writing in, and we'll answer their questions on whatever topic it is. And then we got off that second call. He goes, "We're like, diamonds in the hillbilly or something." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I'm always in jeans and you're always dressed up." I said, "No, I'm wearing a t-shirt dress." He goes, "You look dressed up. You look like a pearl, girl. You look like a pearl." And I'm like, "Well, you're kind of jeans guy." And then the neighbor said, "He's denim and you're pearl."
That's so good.
We like that. So it gives that casual feel of who we are. We are denim, but we bring in pearls of wisdom through our casualness. So we are denim and pearls. So my partner in crime in denim and pearls is Brian Swanson. I call him Pearl, and he's going to call me Denim because I don't want to get typecast. People are going to start calling me Pearl. Oh, thank you very much. So that's
I love it.
So in our chaos, in our crisis, we found something that we could give back to the community, because Brian used to run the Comic-Cons out here. So he did a lot of big events. He did, he's going to hurt me. He's going to be upset. Oh, Galaxy Fest. He ran Galaxy Fest with his business partner. And so Linda Sink, she does a lot of networking things out here too. And so we've combined our knowledge of the entrepreneurial world and the business world and the speaking world. and when you answer questions, because it kind of runs the gamut of any business you ever have or a life problem you have. It's magical. Denim and Pearls. Find us on YouTube or just find the page on Facebook. It's probably
I love it. Well, I love it because you were saying how you are both opposites, but yet you're the same. And you have so many similarities that you wouldn't have known. And as you're in your conversations, you realize you can have those conversations. And I think that's key right now is just have the conversations. Be in an open and learning mode to be able to learn from each other. And that's really what it takes. Let's be open enough to learn from each other. And I love how you're both giving back in that way. And I think the name is awesome. I love it. I can't wait to follow you guys. So I'm going to be checking that out. So awesome. That's really cool. And I know you've been speaking on stages all over the world. You've done some amazing things. Where's the most unusual place you've ever had a talk?
Unusual?
Or amazing, or really awesome?
They're all pretty amazing and unusual. Honestly, my favorite one was the one I went blind to. I didn't really know what to expect. When I won the Women's Economic Forum Award for Women of Inspiration, I had no idea what I was going for. I didn't even know if it was real. I thought it was, my dearest soul sister, it was great, with greatest pleasure that we invite you to India, and I'm like, they selling me a bridge. So I really didn't know what that was, but my gut said go. And then I met another woman who had gone. Her name is Mamie. And she's like, oh, no, you want to go. And so when I went, that was probably the most unique place because there were women from cultures literally around the world. Wow. And they said, would you like to be on a panel? I'm like, okay, I figure a panel, maybe 3 people we'd be talking to about a group of 30, something like that. But it wasn't like anything I'd ever been to because we had women from Bangladesh and from Singapore, Japan, the UK, Dublin. I mean, there were women from around the world with completely different cultures. And we all had the same problems. Yeah. And it was so eye-opening and they're looking at us as Americans doing, your culture is so Western, you're so open, and to hear that we felt oppressed in any way, we're like, we are not oppressed. Right. This is amazing. And so to see that interaction between the different cultures, we had women there who couldn't show their faces from their culture. And so it was weird to ask them those kind of questions, why are you walking around completely covered? It's like 100 degrees out here. And to hear we are adorned like a princess, like queens. We wear our gold jewelry because we are like a statue that is who should not drive, who should not do this because we are beauty incarnate. And I'm like, okay, that is not how I was seeing that. I was seeing it as oppression. Right. So to learn that and to be such an outgoing A-type female already in America, I had to learn how does that balance in another world and how does the world see us? And it was beautiful how much I learned in New Delhi, India.
That is so amazing. I love that. Wow. Yeah. That would be like a once in a lifetime experience, I'm sure. That's neat.
It is. And I'm still connected with all of them. It was beautiful.
Oh, well, okay. So you are, if we were ever, our theme this month has been resiliency. And that is, that's something that you are, in my opinion, like
queen.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So would you be willing to share a few thoughts about resiliency and how you've managed things that you think could help our audience to continue to flourish right now?
Really, my number one thing is you need to stop apologizing. Stop apologizing for who you are, what you thought you were supposed to be, what your parents told you were supposed to be, what your college degree said you were supposed to be. Forget all of that. You need to step into your light, be the best version of you. It's my mantra. Be unapologetically you. Now, how do you do that? You stop comparing yourself to the outside and start comparing yourself from the you from yesterday. Just improve from the yesterday. Every day, wake up and I'm going to be a better person than I was yesterday. That is how you build resilience. You build resilience by stop apologizing. And I'm hearing an echo. Are you hearing an echo? So
no.
Okay, good. So it's just me.
You can close a couple other, if you have any other applications open, sometimes that'll help too.
Okay, let's see. So being unapologetic yourself, because what we do in our quest to improve is we look at other people
Yeah.
and we do, well, I'm not that, or I'm not this, or stop looking at other people. To be resilient, you need to find the strength within you. When I was on that operating table and they said, because of your weight, you may not wake up. I couldn't look around and do, someone help me. It was, who am I? Where do I belong? And am I okay with that? So when I woke up, I was so excited to wake up. And they're like, why are you so happy? We just cut off your breast. And they said, the other women are crying. I said, I was told I may not make it out of the surgery. I was over 300 pounds. Okay. So to knock out a 300 and something pound woman takes a lot of anesthesia. And they were worried that with my size and my height and my womanhood, I may not wake up. So to wake up was a blessing in disguise. So count your blessings where you find it. That's how you find resilience. One of my big mantras is embrace the inner child in you. Be the best child of you. And you're like, what the heck does that mean, lady? It means when you're a baby and you first learn how to walk, you crawl, you stand up, you walk 2 steps, you fall. You get back up, you walk 2 steps, you fall.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is innate in us as humans. We are meant to get up and fall. And as adults, we learn to get up and then we fall and we do, nope, I'm done. I'm not going to try that. That's definitely not for me. People are laughing at me. I say embrace the inner child in you, the one who doesn't care if people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
The one who believes in yourself so much that you will get up and fall 15,000 times and still get up and find another way and eventually find your way. If I kept falling through my surgeries, through my breast cancer, through my brain injury and said, I'm done, you wouldn't be talking to me right now.
Right.
I had to get up and find my own way. See, here's the thing. There's not a lot of people with traumatic brain injuries, because you're with it for life, and breast cancer diagnosis that I can say, I'm going to go follow this person to do what they did. So what I learned from that was we are all so unique that we cannot look for someone else to follow to be just like them. We can follow to find the ways they did it and then forge our own path. Resiliency is in believing in yourself to forge your own path to be the best version of you.
So true. So true. One of the things you said about just be the best version, be better than you were yesterday. I have a daughter who's been a dancer since she was 3. And that's one of the things in that industry. I mean, we all do it, right?
We're all dancing, by the way.
At one time or another, just comparing ourselves to someone else. Oh, I can't do that. They only could do that because they're young or they have friends or they have whatever. I mean, she's tall, so she can do it. I can't do it. Whatever it is, we've compared ourselves. And in the dance industry, I've noticed that was a huge issue there. Everyone's comparing themselves. And I love every once in a while you get an instructor who is all about just be better than you were yesterday.
It's huge.
Learn from each other. It's not your competition. It's there to help support you and, to learn it's possible and then go do it. And so just being a better version of who you were yesterday, I think, is a baby step that we can all do and quit worrying about, I'm not going to measure up to what they did, but being able to do your own thing.
Exactly. So we must forge our own path. And a lot of our lives, we are so busy comparing and looking for someone else's path. It's not meant for us. We are meant to find our path. And that's how I talk about being unapologetically yourself. Stop trying to fit in molds. When I was fitting in molds, I was unhappy. When I was fitting in molds, I was miserable. I mean, I would look in the mirror and do, I'm not tall, so I can't do this. I'm overweight, so I can't do this. I'm this because I can't do this. I wouldn't stand on stages because I didn't think people would like me because they would criticize me. Well, guess what? I've dropped 150 pounds and they still criticize me. Okay. So there is no help out there. There is no magic pill. You haters. What is that? What is that when the singer says, haters gonna hate, 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 hate. So Someone's always going to find something about you. So you need to find the power in you, find the beauty in you, and forge that fire, feed that fire in you. And you will be unapologetic, and the tribe that needs to find you will find you. You will be the best version of you, and people won't care what you do, what your services, what you sell, whatever it is. They're just going to want to be with you. And that's
Yes.
the step. It's being you so your tribe can actually find you. It's
If you
magic.
look like everyone else, they can't find you. You got to be you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I love finally being me and not worrying about what my family thinks or my friend thought. And then I found out those people weren't my friends anyway. So it's like, might as well be me. My
Oh.
tribe will find me, and they are. You all are.
Michelle, you are so, like, I think of you as like a dynamite firecracker. Oh.
Miss you.
Nothing like.
And apparently, I'm an
God,
allergy.
holy cow! It's so funny. I've been so lucky because when I sneeze like 5-7 times. And the whole time I've been doing these interviews, I don't think I've sneezed yet on camera. I've managed to be like, hurry and be done. But anyway, you are such a wonderful firecracker. You have, it's just, there's energy surround you that, like you said, now that you're comfortable in who you are and you're doing the right thing, people want to be around you. You are like an inspiration, and not even with your stories, but just who you are, how the energy that comes from you. I love it. And I'm so glad that I met you when I did. I remember seeing you at a networking event and I was like, oh, I'm going to go meet her. And you have that energy. And so I am so glad that we got to share a little bit from you, because you are an inspiration. And I hope you have a very long, long life.
Me too.
You have a lot to share, and a lot of people need to hear it. So I hope that that is the way things go from now on. And as soon as we can get back on stages and get out there and talk to people, I know you will be doing that.
I'm still doing it virtually. More.
I love it. Right. So share with our audience, would you, how, if they want to see you, if they want to connect with you, if they want to learn more from you, what are some ways that our audience can find you? Where can they find you?
The easiest way is go to my website, because my fabulous web designer, Succeeding Small, she made it so that everything that you connect with me is an icon on the bottom of every page. So go to michellemras.com and you can just click on anything. Or if you're here on Facebook, friend me on Facebook and say, hey, I saw you on the Business by Design show and I want to connect. And so that's how I answer. And so now if you write and say, hey, baby, how you doing tonight? I am not going to respond to that, okay? So for those of you who listen to, she didn't respond to that. I said, hey, baby. Well, that's why.
I love it. I love it. And how often do you do your Denim and Pearls porch chat?
Denim and Pearls is every Friday. And then my mental shift is when I interview people. That comes out pretty much every Wednesday, and that's on all platforms. I also have it on YouTube, and I have it on all the Anchors and iTunes and things like that. But Denim and Pearls is every Friday at noon. We broadcast live on Facebook and I believe on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe. It's new. So I think we only have.
I know. I haven't managed to try that one yet. I'm like, ooh, that's good. I've been taking our videos and putting them on YouTube. But I may have to give that a try too. So I might be calling you for a little shared advice that we'll see. I love it. You are such a delight. I am so happy that I got a chance to chat with you here. And I will be reaching out because we need to get together. I'm going to come sit on your porch too and chat. So
I told Brian we'll start putting chairs out in his lawn and people just watch us live while we're recording.
There you go.
Social distancing.
Whatever. Yeah. I love it. Well, Michelle, I hope you have a fabulous weekend. And I can't wait to hear more from you. And thank you so much for joining us on Business by Design Online.
Thank you. And we'll be live at noon on all my channels.
Oh, okay. Good. We'll be watching. Take care. Have an awesome weekend. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Bye-bye.